Well, hello everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone joining today's webinar. This is Getting Started with Employee Center, a foundational overview for anyone interested in Employee Center Pro capabilities. It's part of Live on ServiceNow webinar. I am Smriti Gupta, Senior Outbound Product Manager with Unified Employee Experience team. This is the team that basically manages Employee Center Pro, and related conversational integrations with Microsoft Teams and Now Mobile and so on. Join with me, I have Pooja Gupta, who's the Director for Outbound Product Management with the same team. And I have Mohit Tyagi, who's also a Senior Outbound Product Manager with the same team. Besides the three of us, I have Mike Scully joining us, who will be supporting us with the Q&A today. He's a principal platform architect with the Impact team, so basically a reservoir of knowledge with respect to Employee Center, if you must hear. So let's get us started. Safe harbor notice here for anything that is that we might be making as a forward-looking statement or a roadmap item. Just a safe harbor call out here. Please do not make your purchasing decisions based on that information. So, as I've already told you, today's session is part of Live on ServiceNow events. It's a curated event series to help you connect with ServiceNow experts and peers, and basically help you deploy your product and achieve value faster. And if you would like to join us in other Live on ServiceNow events and webinars, you see the QR code on your screen, and we'll be sure to share the link on chat shortly. So some housekeeping rules here. We will try to take up live Q&A at the end of this webinar. However, in the interest of time, please keep your question and answers coming in the Q&A panel that you see on your screens. And we will be actively answering your questions through the Q&A panel itself. The presentation will be recorded, and the recording and slide deck will be shared on ServiceNow community. The SLA is typically 7 to 10 days. So after that, you can check the ServiceNow Employee Center Community Product Hub, and we'll be sure to upload the link there. At the end of this event, you will be prompted for a short survey. The feedback that you provide in this survey helps us improve future events for you. So your feedback is being heard, and it is super valuable for us. Do provide your feedback at the end of this survey, at the end of this event. So for today's agenda, we'll be talking about a brief introduction to Employee Center. Why is it important for your organization to focus on Employee Center in today's time? We'll also be going through a live walkthrough of Employee Center Pro portal, and we'll also be sharing some implementation guidance and some enablement resources with which you can continue your deployment journey even after this event. So let's move on to the introduction to Employee Center. So when you when you think about typical experience that most employees face today, it is overwhelming to say the least. They are bombarded with multiple portals and channels to get help, and often they don't know where to go for the solutions that they need actually. A common a common scenario or a common example that we have seen is an employee is trying to raise a request, but they are searching in the wrong places, like on the intranet or even on a procurement portal, when actually they should be searching for that help on the IT portal. And this actually leads to wasted time and frustration. In fact, I have some numbers from research from a HBR article that shows that employees switch between different applications around 3,600 times in a day, wasting over a little more than 260 hours in a year on those swivel chair experiences, as we call it. And this constant toggling actually drains their energy and impacts productivity. So, all this context switching actually takes a cognitive toll on the employee as well. So, what employees really want is a consolidated portal and one central place where they can find everything they need without wondering if they are in the right spot. And this platform should be smart enough to know their preferences and provide a personalized support, no matter if they are on web or mobile or even on tools like Teams. So the key is consistency and seamlessness across the channels. So the more we try to kind of eliminate or reduce these swivel chair experiences, the lesser cognitive overload we are putting on the employees and thereby improving the overall productivity. So, employee center is exactly intended to be the digital front end solution that we are talking about. And we are creating this for organizations for enabling service delivery, like IT service delivery or HR service delivery or workplace service delivery, and so on. But also for informing and engaging employees with personalized and actionable communications. Actionable in the sense that as an employee, I should not just see that my benefits enrollment is upcoming, but I should be able to see what next action I need to be performed, where I should be clicking to kind of complete that task. And it is intended to drive productivity at the same time. It is intended to drive experiences that increase this self service within your organization, thereby improving case deflections and improving employee engagement and basically doing away with the swivel chair experiences for your employees. When you are building Employee Center, the experience is not just limited to the web portal, and you could actually build a consistent experience across other channels as well, such as mobile, Microsoft Teams, and emails, and kiosk, and so on. So essentially, in a nutshell, Employee Center is designed to increase self service, to drive employee engagement, and to improve employee productivity overall. In terms of key attributes, this slide actually summarizes it really very well. So there are three key things to think about for Employee Center. First is it is completely designed to be employee centric. So the content that is put on Employee Center can be personalized for the end users. You could actually provide recommendations based on machine learning algorithms, and you could define all the different user criteria in place to just show the content or resources that's relevant for that persona, right? And even user-driven personalizations with widgets like My Favorites are possible. So each employee can mark or tag as favorite whatever resources are super relevant for them and have a quick access at them. Also, it is omni-channel, so aligning with the whole goal of having consistent experience across all the different channels. Employee Center capabilities are aligned with the Now Mobile platform as well as Microsoft integrations. So you would see that Employee Center can be completely embedded in Microsoft channels like Teams or Outlook or even the Microsoft 365 apps. Second, Employee Center is designed to be easy to deploy and maintain. So it comes with a lot of different widgets, a lot of pages in which it's pre-configured for the customer. And it's designed to be dynamic, so organizations or admins don't have to maintain every little page and every little thing separately. A lot of the experiences on Employee Center are auto-created, and we have kind of built and pre-configured a lot of design elements and shipped it out of the box. So you don't need to do a lot of different technical coding or configurations. Most of the experiences that we'll be talking about in this webinar are available out of the box. And just like topic pages, there are a lot of pages that are automatically populated and are dynamic in nature. So it's very easy to deploy and maintain. And we have also made it easy to configure. So Employee Center is built on Service Portal tech stack available within ServiceNow platform. So all the capabilities that are associated with Service Portal tech stack, including being able to create or move widgets around, being able to brand the portal, or having a library of 200 plus out of the box widgets. All of these are available for organizations, even with Employee Center, and they can create an experience that they prefer for their organizations. Thirdly, we are looking to make sure Employee Center is able to very well integrate and can be extended for multiple different use cases. So whenever the pages or widgets are being designed, extensibility is a key factor that is accounted for. And there are a lot of pre-built integrations that we have with Employee Center, like SharePoint or even HCM providers like Workday and so on. Now, these integrations may have implications in terms that they have SKUs associated behind them. So I would recommend going through these SKUs to understand the integrations. And last but not the least, it can be customized just like any other capability within ServiceNow platform. When it comes to the portal aspect, our goal is to help organizations transition from siloed portals to a modern intranet experience. Most organizations that we talk to these days currently have different portals that do not communicate with each other. So there's a separate portal for IT, and then there's a separate portal for HR, and then there's probably a different portal for point solutions like it could be Workday or Ariba or SAP or something else. And again, there are multiple different places that the manager personas also need to go to get their tasks done, or the employees need to go to these different portals to make their request and so on. And we kind of want to help organizations move away from those siloed portals to an enterprise portal, and probably a step ahead also towards a more modern intranet. So this could design your employee portal to be multi-department in nature and act as a single access point for many different applications or many different portals that the employee may have to end up going in. And you don't have to be overwhelmed with the thought that we are presenting here. So in case you still want to go ahead with a single portal view, you can start your journey with a single portal, and later in point, sometime in future when you're ready to onboard other departments onto the same portal, it's easier for you to do that. You don't have to kind of um, rebuild the wheel again. So Employee Center is available in two forms. We have the Employee Center Standard and the Employee Center Pro license, right? We've released it in these two packages. First is Employee Center and next is Employee Center Pro. The standard version or the Employee Center, it is available to all ServiceNow customers as part of platform capability. And the main functionality or the main intent it is trying to solve for is to present everything that you would need for driving a modern self-service experience, which actually leverages a highly optimized search and browse experience. And this portal is designed to be extensible to other departments as well. So just like I was talking about, it is very easy to move from a single department use case to a multi-department portal without having to redesign the portal again and again. All of this is available with Employee Center. Employee Center Pro now kind of ups the game in terms of providing a better experience with targeted and actionable communications. Enterprise search that kind of allows you to search for content, not just within ServiceNow, but also searching for external content sitting within external applications. And then integrations with external systems and bringing approvals from other third-party applications. These are some of the use cases that are possible with Employee Center Pro today, right? So there's a lot that Employee Center Pro is doing in order to help you consolidate all these different portals and to help you engage employees and drive productivity. But Employee Center Pro requires a separate license, or it can also be licensed via the HRSD Pro or Enterprise SKU. One of the thing I want to highlight again is, and this is something that's not very obvious or very evident to the customer at the first look, is Employee Center is built on the same tech stack as Service Portal. So although customers have to migrate, it is recommended for customers to migrate from Service Portal to Employee Center. Ultimately, it is built on the same tech stack. So any custom widgets that you might have created can still be deployed on the Employee Center. It just needs to be pointed there. And like I've already said, we have a library of 200 plus widgets that are available in Service Portal and are still available for you to use in Employee Center as well. And the experiences that you are accustomed to, like the Service Portal designer, the flexibility with branding, and the ability to theme, all of that is still available. The way to look at it is Employee Center is just a layer. It is a portal design on the Service Portal tech stack. So when you have Employee Center Pro, it's not that you have a whole new portal. It's the same portal with some additional widgets and capabilities added, which you see on the slide here. And that have been enabled out of the box for you. Most of these have been enabled out of the box with you with minimal configuration. So you're not building something from scratch. Now, this slide highlights some of the key features for Employee Center versus Employee Center Pro. Basically, Employee Center focuses on service delivery. So catalog, knowledge, task, guided self-service, and notifications. These are the capabilities available with Employee Center. And Employee Center Pro expands beyond that. So adding communications or enterprise search, feedback, integrations, appointment booking, and a kiosk experience. This is ultimately intended to boost productivity and engagement. Let's just move on to the live walkthrough of Employee Center. So for today's demo, let's consider persona Beth. Beth is the group sales head at an IT company here. And let me take you through a typical day in her work life using the Employee Center Pro portal. So as Beth logs on to the Employee Center Pro portal, she can see on the top right a few items here. So it says her My Task. So it displays all the pending action items or tasks that's available for her to view. It shows her request that she has recently raised for different assets and different items. It shows her favorited content here. It also can display notifications, so she don't need to navigate to all these different portal pages just to see what the next action item is pending on her. She can receive the notifications and just directly be navigated to all these different items that needs her attention right now, right? And on the top here, she can see the mega menu here that helps her browse to the different resources and content available on her Employee Center Pro portal, right? So in case she's looking for quick support, she can click on this Get Support and be guided to whatever support is suitable for the use case right now. And she can see the communication banner here on top. So this displays important company communication. It could be any of the actionable communications or just an FYI, such as upcoming corporate social responsibility initiative or even the tax activities that are upcoming in the future, or even a simple welcome back to the office banner, right? So it could be any of the just an FYI communication, or it could be something actionable. So she can just go ahead, click here, and be navigated to what action is she's supposed to take here. Also, she can navigate through a plethora of key resources available upfront on the homepage, such as quick links, and then we have the latest news, then popular topics, her favorited content here. It could be topic page that she has favorited, like benefits, or it could be any of the articles, knowledge articles, or any of the catalog item that she has favorited. And then we have the resources recommended for her based on her profile. And we also have the applications available to her. So she can go ahead and click on any of these applications. So first, let's start checking the employee profile. Let's just consider I'm Beth and I'm going ahead and checking her profile here. So I have all the details for my profile up here. It's always updated with my personal information and my team details and all the relevant work information. And here I can easily manage all my contact information. And today I need to add a very key contact here. So I'll quickly go to my contacts, write the name here. So I need to add my brother here, right? I can go ahead and add the contact, define the relationship, and submit this request. Now, as and when the the um, request that I've just submitted for the contact to be added, it's approved by the HR, I will be able to see that on my profile, right? So then I can have all the details right on my profile whenever I need them. Next, suppose as Beth, I'm looking to access my benefits information. I navigate to the mega menu here. I see the human resources topic and I see benefits topic here. Let me just go to the human resources topic and see what all details I have to access. So it says my benefits enrollment is coming soon and I need to know more information. So I can just go ahead and click on these FAQs, learn more about what is it that I need to do. Or I have some information upfront here as well. So the HR team in my organization has kind of provided some key resources upfront so that I don't have to navigate through a whole lot of resources and find information. In case I'm looking for any CSR initiatives, I can learn more. Or if I just want to go ahead and see the HR policies and guidelines, I can just click on this to learn more. I also have important workplace services such as employee handbook, benefits portal, or other important portal links available right here. And let's say I just want to know the team that's catering to my needs with respect to HR. So I can just go ahead and check the team that's supporting me with my HR request, right? I have some important quick links here. For example, I want to meet my HR representative. I can go ahead and schedule an appointment with them. And I have some important news articles related to HR tagged here. I have my important applications tagged here. That's going to help me with anything related to this topic that I'm looking for. For now, I could not find any of the important information that I'm looking to kind of add my beneficiaries for my existing benefits. So I see a topic here, let us guide you, and I read know your benefits. I can go ahead and click the benefits topic here. So what we have done is we have enabled guided self-service experience for Employee Center portal, which kind of provides a visual Q&A based self-service experience for complex topics such as benefits. Now, suppose Beth is looking to add additional beneficiaries for her benefits. She can go ahead and navigate through this Q&A based experience, just answer a few basic questions, and she can be navigated to appropriate catalog or knowledge article that she's looking for. So let's say I'm looking to update my beneficiaries. I click on this continue, and then it asks me whether I need to check my current beneficiaries or I need to add or change my beneficiaries. Let's say I want to add new beneficiaries. I can click here and it points me to the relevant catalog item that I should be looking or raising a request to. So I can just click here, make small details in this catalog items, click submit, and then my beneficiary would be added here. So this is how it's saving me some precious time and effort, and I don't have to dig through tons of resources around this topic just to look for this tiny information. Now that I have added a beneficiary to my benefits with a simple and easy process, um, let's just check my pending task here. So I see on the homepage my active items, and it's showing me few pending tasks that I need to have a look at. Let's just click here, and it navigates me to all the pending tasks that I should be looking at. Wow, this is interesting. This is an action item on my pending on my end. It says action required, close your open requisitions and current HCM tool. So let's say I've already done that. So I can just click mark as complete here and be done with this task, right? So here I can click on the details, review whatever action I'm required to take. For example, the IT department has shipped my requested laptop and I have actually received that. So I can go ahead and acknowledge and mark it as complete. Done. Now I can focus on the next important thing. So let's move back to the home page. And let's say I want to stay informed with the important company updates. So I head over to the news center here. And today there's a post from our CEO. He is sharing some key updates from the quarterly report in the town hall. And I'll read through the details here, see what's coming up for the next quarter and how we have performed in the last quarter. And I'm super happy that they are kind of sharing these initiatives with the larger audience in the organization. So thank you for sharing. This is super helpful, and I can just post here. It's always great to stay connected with the bigger picture of what's happening in the company, right? So that was that a typical day in the work life of Beth. And this is how I use my Employee Center Pro portal to stay organized and on top of everything, from managing my contacts to handling small daily tasks to staying update with the company news. It has really helped me stay efficient and connected. Thank you so much for staying with me for this demo. Let me just go back to the slides again. All right. I'll just take a quick pause here. Are there any questions that we should be addressing, Pooja, Mike, anything we should be addressing from the overview that we have presented or the demo?
No, we're going so good so far. Thanks, Smriti. Let's keep going.
Awesome. So let's move on to the additional capabilities that we offer as part of Employee Center. Now, first we have the Employee Center available on Now mobile app. Now, ServiceNow offers two mobile apps, one for agents and one for employees, called Now Mobile. And I'm just focusing on the Now Mobile app on this slide, which is designed specifically for employees' use. It provides the usual benefits of mobile platforms like the native support for iOS and Android, and the ability to create rich consumer-grade experiences. So the Now mobile app is customizable and personalized to meet your employee needs. So you can actually go ahead and configure the experience and if required, even customize the experience as per your organization needs. And it actually helps your employees by allowing them to submit requests or issues or case tasks and search for answers using the global knowledge base or even report issues with assets and view and complete task. So any of the pending tasks, like I just showed on portal, you could go ahead and complete it using the Now Mobile app as well. And you could also request help through the agent chat and the virtual agent chat. That was that for Now Mobile. Next on, we have integration with Microsoft 365. So, Mohit, over to you for this piece.
Thank you, Smriti. Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Mohit. And as you see in this slide, so we have integrated Employee Center with Microsoft 365 ecosystem as well. So within this slide, we are able to see three screenshots here. So first one talks about that Employee Center is embedded in the Microsoft Teams. Second one is saying it is also embedded in Microsoft Outlook. And the third one is talking about it is embedded with with Microsoft Viva connections. So this integration is all about um, meeting users where they are. So if Microsoft Teams is the preferred channel of communication or collaboration within your organization, so with this integration, we have brought the portal, the Employee Center portal within Microsoft Teams. So however you will configure your Employee Center, that would be replicated as is within Microsoft Teams, and your employees would be self-sufficient. They would be able to do all those activities, all those functionalities which Smriti just showcased in the demo. That would be possible within the Microsoft Teams itself. They wouldn't have to leave Microsoft Teams. They would be able to do it everything in their natural workspace. This also supports employee communications. So any actionable notifications, any important news or personalized campaigns you would want to float to your employees, they would come in as a notification feed in Microsoft Teams. Your employees would be able to act upon it, and then it would navigate them to the portal within Microsoft Teams. It would not take them out from the Microsoft Teams. They would still remain in the Teams. They would have the similar experience. They would be able to act upon that communication uh, and be more productive and self-sufficient. Similarly, if Outlook is something which your users spend most of their time on, so they would be able to have that Employee Center portal as it is experienced in Outlook as well. So they would be able to do all those activities which we saw in the demo within the Outlook itself from Employee Center. Similarly, if your organization is using Microsoft Viva dashboard as well, so we have one card for ServiceNow on Viva dashboard as well. So this card basically reflects whatever the test tasks which are pending on any employee. So they would be able to see all those tasks within this highlighted Viva dashboard card you see here for ServiceNow. And it would navigate them to the Employee Center within Microsoft Teams without leaving Microsoft Teams. So essentially, we are meeting your users where they are. We are making them more self-sufficient. We are making them more productive without even leaving their natural workspace. Thank you, Smriti.
Thank you, Mohit. So, for the last piece of this conversation, we are going to provide some implementation guidance and best practice recommendations while you are kind of deploying Employee Center or migrating from Service Portal to EC Pro. Over to you, Pooja.
Thanks, Smriti. I hope everyone can see my screen. So let's get started. All right. So I'll start with common pitfalls. And I know a lot of you are currently either thinking about deploying or are in that phase of deploying. So, first thing first, avoid over customization. One of the things that we saw with many of our customers who were on Service Portal, they heavily customize it, and there was a need for it on that slash SP or Service Portal. Employee Center comes with a lot of different new widgets which allow you to create an experience of choice. There's a lot of configuration options available on it. So don't customize for the sake of, like customizing. Really evaluate each customization request with the lens of effort and value. So reduce your technical debt. The other thing is, if you are familiar with Employee Center roadmap and how we are doing the releases, we actually have 4 releases a year. So we are not just looking into the family releases, and all of our releases are store releases. What that means is they are backward compatible. So you can adopt the new features that the product team is building a lot faster and easily because you just have to update the Employee Center application. So be connected with us. Tell us what your stakeholders are saying, and we might be able to just release that new capability in the next release without you having to customize. The second pitfall that I want to talk about is underinvesting in building a taxonomy. So, as Smriti walked you through, this whole notion of having a unified taxonomy across your service departments, having topic pages instead of separate catalog and knowledge pages, is a new paradigm for many of you. The common pitfall is people do a lift and shift of their service catalog architecture and put it on the portal as the taxonomy. Uh, we would encourage you to not do that. Do actually invest in making sure the taxonomy that you are building is something that your users understand. Conduct user research and do things like tree test with your power users to really know that your taxonomy is employee centric or not. And honestly, it doesn't have to be right the first time, but you just have to start with the right intent and slowly evolve it. So once you are live, you will have the ability to track how many of your topics are being used, which ones are not being used, what content is being confused and being in some other topic, and maybe you can bring it over in another topic. So there are all these things that you can continuously research on to improve your taxonomy, but don't start with a lift and shift approach when it comes to building taxonomy. Really think from an employee lens to build it because it really defines your experience. The third pitfall, when we position employee center, we as in ServiceNow positions employee center, we are typically talking from a multi-department perspective. We are saying like, we are showcasing what the best could look like. And many organizations actually start working towards that best and are then stuck in like cycles of discussions with stakeholders, and are looking for a big bang approach where they have all their departments, all their geographies, and want to roll it out. But that just delays. Most success that we have seen in organizations is, especially those that are really large and complex and don't have the initial alignment across different departments, is that you start with one or two departments and then show success with them and then increase, like you add more departments, you add more capabilities, start small and then expand. That is, if you feel your organization is stalling, that is the biggest recommendation that I can make. Next, when it comes to deploying, I want to focus on like, just giving you a path on like how you can get started. So of course, one thing that I'm not talking about over here, which is you start with a vision, like really define what you're trying to do for the organization, and then you get into this journey of deploying. The first step on this um, is design. I'll get into that briefly, but one thing to also highlight here is if you would see this iterate mark on each of these, you are continuously doing this cycle. This is not like a waterfall approach that you design, define the architecture, migrate, deploy, and test, and you're done. It's not a project. It's literally treat Employee Center as a product. And iterate on each of these. So we also suggest that you actually have owners of each of these phases, and you're working with them as part of your governance cycle to improve on them. So let's get into these stages. Okay. So the first one is designing the experience. Now, like I said, you do have a lot of pre-built design that Employee Center comes with. So we are doing a lot of research and making sure our out-of-box design is consumer grade. It is something that many organizations can use and deploy as is. If you would see some of our portal winners from our Best Employee Portal contest, which is something new that we started last year, many of them are actually using the out of box design with some branding and some color changes and logos added on top of it. So you can definitely start there. But if you're designing something on your own, we do recommend to follow a human-centered design approach, which is basically you're working with real users to define your user experience goals. It's not the ambition of one leader or one department or one service provider's organization. It should be based on what your users think is a good experience. And we have a lot of resources on this, which we will share. You start by actually defining the goals, and then there are studies that you can do, which include user persona, journey mapping, usability studies, and so on. So we'll give you some of these tools as part of that research, and we recommend you to actually sit with users and define your goals. And then again, designing the new experience. This needs to be in tandem with what is offered out of box with ServiceNow. And it's very important that you actually understand the purpose of each widget and see how that fits in with what your users are asking for. It's very easy to keep the ServiceNow design aside and build a design from scratch. But the challenge with that is you will end up customizing a lot. So what you want to do is pick up ServiceNow design, pick up your user needs, see how and what of your ServiceNow designs will fulfill your user needs. Always use those first. And then you if you there is some need that is not fulfilled, then you can think about, like, where we can customize or where we can tweak the design, but always start with the ServiceNow thinking. And it's really important because if you would think about topics, taxonomies, they all work in a certain way. So if you keep all of that aside, then you're actually building a custom portal. Then continuously refine the user experience, use data and research to elevate your user experience as you are building and defining it. So that I'm sure everybody understands, but I just wanted to emphasize: know your users, and then use ServiceNow design to really build the experience. The second piece is defining the information architecture. Now, this is essentially building the taxonomy. I already mentioned some of the takeaways from here, but one thing I want to prioritize highlighting here is that we do ship an out of box taxonomy. So, let's say you want to know what good looks like, review the outer box taxonomy. You want to have a starting point, and you just don't have a taxonomy and you're looking for a starting point, use the outer box taxonomy. So, a typical approach that we tell our customers who is a greenfield implementation is pick the out of box taxonomy, map your existing content to it, modify the out of box taxonomy as needed. So essentially, let's say you have certain content which does not map to any of the out of box taxonomies naturally, add a new topic where it would map. Um, Conduct card sorting to understand if the names that we have given to the topics really resonate with your users. Do you want to iterate or change any of those? You're typically doing this exercise outside of ServiceNow. So you're just doing it probably in an Excel, or you are using some other tools to validate this. There are a lot of tree testing tools as well, which you can use to kind of just focus on the information architecture, without getting into the complexity of actually going through a portal. There are many other elements that would hinder your ability to get feedback on just information architecture if you're doing it on the portal. So we recommend doing it outside, and once you have your taxonomy, you actually bring it in the system. Here's an example of the out-of-box taxonomy. It's The out-of-box may be slightly different, but this is giving you an idea of, like, what your taxonomy could look like. Now, this taxonomy that you're seeing on the screen is also a little bit more for an enterprise-wide portal. So you would see, Help Center has all the service departments. The About company on left is essentially a little bit more elevated, and it is talking about things like what you may have in your intranet. As a manager, you have like different capabilities highlighted in your team, and so on. So this is what, a company who is building their front door on Employee Center Pro would sort of build their taxonomy to be. If you are building, let's say, a single department, maybe your green boxes over here are actually the main service pillars within your IT department or within your HR department. That's totally okay. Um, but yeah, think about how this works, and this always evolves. So you may start with an IT focused taxonomy because that's the scope of your portal today. And then let's say you bring in HR or you bring in finance or facilities, your taxonomy needs to evolve. And what comes on the green boxes, which is shown on the very top, what comes a click down, these are all things that you will have to think about as you are evolving your portal. The third piece is again something that people have to really think deeply about: migrating your content. Now, I want to clarify one thing. We do say migrating content, but let's say if you're just moving from Service Portal to Employee Center or Employee Center Pro, you're not really migrating content. You're not doing any migration for your knowledge base or your service catalog. They all stay the same. You are only pointing it to a different page or a different portal. That's it. The migration comes more into picture if you are moving from, let's say, SharePoint to Employee Center, or some other system, external system into Employee Center or Employee Center Pro. In both these cases, though, I do think you should look into this whole exercise as a way to clean up your content. Um, you shouldn't look into a lift and shift. For example, let's say you're in the case one, which is you're moving from Service Portal to Employee Center or Employee Center Pro. You have 10,000 knowledge articles, which many of them have not been updated. Don't just pick everything and put it and dump it on Employee Center. You should, at least if not for your first go live, after like certain months in this after go live, you should have a dedicated effort where you are looking into your knowledge content and actually seeing what is being used, what is not being used, what is the feedback that you have received. Is it even relevant if it's not been updated for 4 years? This is your content really defines your experience. So like use this opportunity to have a deeper look into your content and improve on it. Now, for those who are migrating from like external sites into Employee Center, again, don't do a lift and shift. So we have often heard organizations come to us and be like, I have my SharePoint page like this. I want it to be exactly like this in Employee Center. While you can achieve that to some extent or to a large extent, but this is again your opportunity to design a more better experience that is more aligned with how you want all your content to be positioned on Employee Center. So we recommend building some design standards. How do you want images to be used? How do you want the content to be structured? And share these standards. What goes? So Employee Center Pro also provides you a lot of different content types. For example, you could have knowledge articles. You could have microsites kind of content. You could have news articles. You need to define what type of content is being used with what finalized content type on Employee Center. In terms of governance, we do recommend to build topic level committees, and engage your authors in during the migration process so they have a say. I won't go deep into this. This page kind of highlights the deployment steps, but main thing here is the step number 3, which is to set up the information architecture. And after that, it is more about setting up your widgets. And then, if you're building any integrations, building the integrations. And if you would see at the bottom, number 8, number 9, those are also things that I would highlight. You can do a lot of distributed ownership on Employee Center. And we encourage you to explore those and activate those because it makes it easier to manage the experience. And then again, we have a lot of analytics. Make sure you're using that. And I will showcase that in just a few minutes. Um, Test the experience. A lot of people don't invest. They do UAT, that is functionality testing, but you also need to do usability testing. Get your users to actually use it and see if the feedback that you were getting in the first usability testing that you did was resolved or not. And then do performance testing. Do like load testing and things like that. And once you launch the experience, you have to invest in change management. This is a huge change for many of your stakeholders as well as users. So plan your Glow Live with a lot of awareness campaigns, with a lot of material that can be used to drive adoption. And one tool that I specifically want to highlight is what we call guided tours. It's available on all portals at ServiceNow, but you can actually guide a user on each page on what that page is providing and give them a lot more guidance. I spoke about analytics. So these are the three different types of analytics that we offer. One is user experience analytics, with which you can actually see what kind of behaviors are actually being done on the portal. For example, do they land on homepage? Where do they go from homepage? When they go from homepage to a topic page, let's say, what do they do on a topic page? What are they clicking? Which of your widgets are being used more heavily, how much time they are spending on each session. So there are things like that which user experience analytics will give you. Content analytics is a little bit more for Employee Center Pro and specifically the comms kind of capabilities. This will really help a comms manager to really understand the campaigns that I'm running, the news articles that I'm posting. Are they resonating? Are they driving the engagement that I want? And then last but not the least, every one of you are looking into gaining business value by moving into Employee Center. We have something called success dashboards, which actually make some assumptions on for example, like you want to understand how much your self-service is improving. So it has some metrics pre-built with which we define if a knowledge article was read and no case was created out of that journey, then it's a deflection. People searched for something and then didn't create a case. That's a deflection through search. So there are metrics like that that we have built, and you can actually view those and drill deeper into those with the success dashboard. All right, we covered a lot of material today. I'm sure it was a little overwhelming for many of you. We have shared a lot of links, but I just want to wrap this call by sharing some more resources. So first and foremost, our community is a really, really good channel for all of you to keep a good tab on. We post our events there, we post demos, we post, like release blogs over there. So that's a very, very good way for you to stay in touch with what is happening in product. And then we have a ton of events. Employee Centered Academy are deep dives on features and journey steps. So we record them. There's a series of it. Mike has already shared links for this on chat. So please go find those. We have office hours for those who are beginning in their journey, so they're deploying Employee Center, and those who are deploying Employee Center Pro. So we have, especially the comms piece. So we have 2 office hours where all we do is answer your questions. So leverage those. Then we have a roadmap webinar every quarter. And then last but not the least, we have a show and tell webinar where our customers are showcasing what they have built on Employee Center. If you have any further questions, please reach out to us on uexproduct.events@servicenow.com and we'll be happy to help you. Other than that, I hope this was a very good session for you, and we look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much. And yeah, one more thing. We have our next session on unified tasking. So for Academy. So if you are interested in that, please do register. Thank you so much.